Welcome to the Belting Nirvana free mini class that will give you a taste of what's to come in the full course. Belting Nirvana is a technique I've created to help singers break down and demystify singing the big, high, and powerful notes in songs known as belting. This course is designed for singers with some experience and knowledge of how to use their voices, so absolute beginners may find this technique difficult, and I suggest learning some basics about your voice before trying Belting Nirvana. If you're a singer that's fed up of feeling held back in your singing by not being able to belt out the big high notes, or if you feel strain or tension when trying to sing the climax of songs, or are simply unhappy with how your voice sounds when you try to belt, you've come to the right place. The Belting Nirvana technique can help you change all that and lead you to belting success. This mini course will show you some key elements to the technique and give you a taste of what's to come in the full course. I'm so glad that you're here with me on this journey. Discovering this technique has allowed me so much freedom in my singing, and I truly hope it can do the same for you. Before we dive in, I'd like you to find a space where you won't be disturbed and feel comfortable singing and making sounds. For best results with this technique, try to keep an open mind, let yourself experiment with new sounds, and don't be afraid to sound silly or imperfect. Trust the process, stay committed, and practice, and you will get results. Okay, let's dive in. Part 1. The essential ingredient. In this free course, I'm actually going to give away the secret ingredient to a free and effortless belting sound. And it boils down to this simple formula. Head voice plus chest voice characteristics, meaning the strength, resonance, and quality of a chest voice, equals a belty sound. But wait, what is my head voice? Knowing the distinction between your head voice and your chest voice is essential knowledge for learning this technique, so let's clear up any confusion. Head voice. Think of the voice you would use to do a quiet whisper or sing a lullaby. It feels light, it can be breathy, and when you sing in head voice, you may feel it vibrating high in your face or your head. Typically, we don't speak using a head voice. Here's what a head voice sounds like. Chest voice. I'd like you to think of chest voice as your speaking voice range. Your chest voice has a sound close to speech. It's strong and clear, and when singing in chest voice, you may feel the vibrations in your chest, throat, or mouth. Of course, we typically speak using our chest voice, so for most people, chest voice is a familiar way to sing. Here's what a chest voice sounds like. Hey! Oh! Go ahead and try out both of these sounds. It's really important that you have a clear understanding of when you're using your head voice and when you're using your chest voice. To be able to create a strong, belty sound using a head voice and avoid sounding like we're singing classically or operatically, we need to get super comfortable and great at singing with our head voice, because later down the line, we're going to turn this sound into belting. Now, if you're anything like me, I totally disregarded my head voice in relation to my belting, but let's change that idea, starting right now. We're going to warm up and strengthen your head voice using this exercise. We'll start by taking your head voice from high notes, where a head voice is usually used, through to low notes, where typically you'd want to switch into a chest voice. The purpose of this exercise is to build strength in your head voice, because ultimately we're going to use it for belting, which needs that powerful and clear sound. So this exercise is like putting in reps at the gym. We're building strength. Try to stay in your head voice the whole way through, even in the low notes. Don't worry if it feels weak or shaky at first. This will change as you practice. Before we dive into the exercise, a quick word of warning. I'd like you to be aware if anything feels uncomfortable as you sing this exercise. With all vocal training, you want your voice to feel comfy and stay healthy first and foremost. So if you're not able to perform this exercise without feeling discomfort, I'd like you to stop and seek some in-person advice. Okay, now that's out of the way, we are ready to dive in. So you're going to hear me demo the exercise in a higher range, but I've also included the piano track for lower voices to practice with. Just get familiar with the exercise by listening to my demo first, and then you can practice with just the piano. Here it comes. Part 2. Speaking, not singing. For the last part of this class, we're going to take your head voice to the next important step by practicing talking in a head voice. Now this might sound strange at first and even a little bit silly, but stay with me. If we can accept that belting in contemporary styles of music has a speech-like quality to it, meaning it sounds like the singer is using their speaking voice or chest voice just taken up really high, then if we want to use a head voice to emulate this strong chest voice sound, we must be able to speak in a head voice to get that same speech-like quality. Make sense? So this is where things start to get a little weird, but trust me, being able to master this will take you leaps and bounds closer to your free-feeling and strong-sounding belt voice. So in this exercise, we're going to speak a sentence in our regular speaking voice and then repeat it right after in our head voice. You'll hear as I demo the exercise that my head voice is very weak and shaky in the lowest part of the exercise, but slowly gets stronger and closer to my chest voice sound as the exercise ascends in pitch. As the exercise gets higher in pitch, it will be difficult for most singers, me included, to continue on with our speaking voice without feeling discomfort. So we'll switch to just using our head voice at a certain point in the exercise, but all the while trying to continue with the feeling and sound of speaking and not singing using a head voice. So this exercise might take a few tries to get the hang of, but if you stick with it, you can hear in my voice that as I get higher and my head voice has gotten stronger, it has a lot of chest voice characteristics, and I can achieve that speech-like sound. This was not always the case. I really had to work hard at this, so I know you can do it too. As with the last exercise, if anything feels tight or heavy, if you feel a tickle in your throat, or just any discomfort, I'd like you to stop right away. Please remember that while both of these exercises might feel a little strange at first, they shouldn't cause you any discomfort, so I'd like you to seek the advice of an in-person teacher to remedy the problem if you're having some trouble. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. We've come to the end of the free mini lesson. So the knowledge and the tools that I've included here, I believe, are super valuable to get you going in your journey to belting Nirvana. If you're interested in continuing learning with me, I would love to see you in the full course. I hope this information has been useful to you, and thank you so much for joining me this far.